So, Wolves 2, Leicester 1, and another huge step towards European football and, dare I say, Champions League qualification. Of course, it's a big dream of ours and maybe a little bit too optimistic, but a win today certainly puts us back in that conversation. And when you look at the amount of points that we have in between us and United and the games in hand, 6 points behind, 2 games in hand, I think, there's every possibility there. And I thought it was not a vintage performance, but again, we get the win. And I think that that's the most important thing now, is just getting those victories over the line. We'll start with the lineup. I was actually quite surprised to see him go with a 3 in midfield. I thought that for the most part it worked okay. I think, again, sort of the similar issues we had were with the Arsenal game, which was where a little bit too slow in transition, lack of options in the penalty area when we needed them. But I thought overall it was good to have the 3 back in midfield. Gian Martino, of course, back in the side, had a good little return, nothing outstanding, but kept the ball moving. I thought Dendoncker, again today, was mixed. He had good moments where he played some really nice combinations with Podence actually in the first half. Those two had a really nice partnership going. Towards the second end, midpoint, end of the second half, he wasn't as good. And then again, Ruben Neves, absolutely brilliant performance from him. I thought his passing was mixed. I thought he put some really good passes together and then some not so great ones, but you could tell that Leicester targeted him. They were tackling him quite roughly and getting at him quite a lot in the middle of the park. But a fantastic first goal really early in the game as well, which set us up quite nicely for the rest of the half. But yeah, superb finish, and assist from Raul as well, which is good to see. Him getting some numbers back on his sheet again. I thought he was a little bit off the pace again though today, I'll be honest with you. I thought that at points he looked a little bit too slow in his decision making. He's just a split second slower in making those key passes than he was before his injury. But Neves' finish is brilliant. Really good. First time as well to control it. That's what he does best. He is an absolutely brilliant finisher when it comes to controlling long-range efforts, and a fairly similar, I think, technique maybe to the one against Brentford away. But yeah, superb goal nonetheless. And then, of course, the rest of the first half failed to really live up to the billing. I think after a really confident start, I thought that we could have stuck a few more past them, but we didn't really do that. We had some really good chances. When we hit Leicester on the break, there was big gaps between their midfield and their defence. So we managed to find little bits of pockets of space, get in behind their fullbacks as well, because Thomas and Pereira do get forward quite a lot, and we sort of had the similar issues on the other end where Leicester were getting in behind our fullbacks quite often. So it ended up being a much more topsy-turvy half than I actually expected. But I thought we did okay for the most part. Lookman's goal, though, came as a bit of a sucker punch, I think. Leicester were building momentum, but I also thought that they weren't creating anything that was particularly clear-cut. But yeah, disappointing defending. I thought we could have reacted a little bit better to the pass. Again, those threaded through balls between the centre-half and the full-back can be quite dangerous for our side sometimes because our full-backs are so high. And that causes problems again. Balls across the face of box, which we've been a lot better at defending this season. We didn't defend particularly well. But going into half-time, I thought it was an okay performance. I thought it was one of those where you could see either side winning it, really. And in the second half, we really struggled. Leicester put a lot of pressure on us, backs to the wall stuff. They were getting a lot of crosses in, but to be fair, we defended resolutely, not convincingly, but I thought we did enough to, get the ball away, which is at the end of the day is all you can ask of your defence. I thought José Sarr, again, immense today. I thought the back three, whilst they had their moments, I thought Cody was probably the pick of the bunch. Some fantastic headers and blocks in there, and really good passing as well. Some really nice threaded passes. Kilman again, solid. Saiss as well, decent. I thought the fullbacks, a bit more muted. I thought Semedo was certainly one of the standouts. I thought Aït-Nouri had a mixed game. Good going forward, but defensively a bit shaky at times. And again, Daniel Podence, man of the match for me. Gets that goal, huge goal as well, really good finish. For a winger that wasn't really known for his finishing when he came to us, I think he's improved in that aspect a lot, and he scored some fantastic goals, and he was the one really getting most of the spark going. I think it was just frustrating for him then to get forward so often and not have as many options really to play in, which has been our issue this season. But I thought he had some really good touches, some really good flicks, showed really good pace to get us up the pitch, and obviously deservedly got that second goal for us. I think he really deserved it. Was probably the pick of the bunch of the attackers. and got us the match-winning goal, which is fantastic to see. And then, of course, the big news was Pedro Neto coming back as well, and he looked really bright, was working hard to retain possession and regain possession, and had a couple of really good driving runs. Could have scored at the end. I was screaming at the screen for him to shoot a little bit earlier, but he didn't. But yeah, a really good 3 points, solid performance all around. Not vintage, like I said before, but you can't complain when you get the 3 points. And that takes us, really puts us into the mix for Europe now. I just can't wait to see how the rest of the season pans out.
I'll tell you what, really good 3 points. Really good 3 points. We needed that desperately. I think obviously given, it's almost, a little bit mad to think that we're concentrating on Tottenham, Arsenal, West Ham, as well as Manchester United's results, and actually looking at them as serious contenders for the position that we think that we can be in. That is absolutely mental. We're in Feb now, like we're towards the back end of Feb, and we're still involved in this race. Jesus Christ, there is something that's special going on at Wolverhampton Wanderers, and people are now just starting to take notice. And I tell you what, it's absolutely brilliant. Final score, Wolves 2, Leicester 1. The team selection was kind of what we expected. I think it was difficult to drop Dendoncker and Jimenez after how well they played against Spurs. Obviously, Moutinho coming back in, that was just a straightforward pick, and you kind of expected that. First couple of minutes, we were passing well, we were moving well, everyone looked like they knew their roles, everyone looked like they knew their positions. We were just, as soon as, we started playing our football, Leicester didn't really have a clue. As soon as the ball fell to Neves, you just knew it was going to go in the back of the net. There was just that aura of confidence that you get every time he's in that position. It's an unbelievable finish from him. And make it even better, Kasper Schmeichel, absolutely flopping at it as well. That was also quite funny. After the goal, we just sat back a little bit, to be honest with you. We kind of didn't really play our football. And we kind of we invited Leicester back into it. The goal was coming from there, and we didn't really change anything in regards to the tactics. Great ball from Tielemans, and it's an avoidable goal to give away. It's really frustrating. Because I think in the first half, I thought that, I didn't think Hillman had a particularly good game. Ait-Nouri, he was a bit... To be fair, the whole back line, with the exception of Cody, was bang average. To be fair, Cody, I think it was a difficult one to judge him because he wasn't really involved in the play. And to be fair, he was making a lot of vital blocks, to be fair. So, yeah, I'd probably say he was probably the best out of the back five. Saiss was causing so many problems, and he looked like he was going to give the ball away at every opportunity when there was no pressure, just hoofing it straight back towards the opposition. And we just couldn't keep hold of the ball, especially in the midfield and the attacking area. We was getting so overrun in that area. It was a little bit annoying. It was frustrating. Second half comes along and we don't change anything. And Leicester, again, were the team that looked like scoring. And to be honest, if you go on reflection the whole game, Leicester were probably better than us today. And on another day, they could easily have beaten us. But that's just the sign that these players have got. Even when we don't play at our best, we still manage to get 3 points. And I'll tell you what, Daniel Podence he's been so good this season. The only criticism that he's had, not just this season, but obviously last season as well, he doesn't score enough goals. But he never really gets in the area where he looks like scoring them. He kind of just sets everything up, and then we just give it to Jimenez, and then Jimenez just gives the ball away, who I thought was god-awful today, Raul Jimenez. He obviously, a lot of people like, where were the people that were criticising Jimenez before obviously his goal against Spurs? Look, one good performance doesn't change how he's been this season. And this season, I know he's obviously had the hedge injury, and I feel as though there is you do take that into consideration, but it's the fact we're now in February. This isn't the start of the season where you'd be like, okay, fair enough, that's fine. We're pretty deep into the season and he still doesn't look like getting any better. I just don't think he's going to be all that. And Dendoncker as well was just atrocious again. He just looks weak. He didn't look like he was going to win anything for us in the midfield, and obviously he gets an assist, so he's got an assist to shut up his haters, of course. But Podence, superb finish. That's what we needed, and it just came completely against the run of play. After that, to see Neto come on, he's so good. He's so good. He just didn't look like he'd ever been away from us. He looked like beating a man. He wasn't afraid of getting stuck in defensively as well. I think that was a big area as well. He was very, very good defensively. He helped any sort of problems that we had. Very similar as well to Hwang when he came on. I think there was one moment towards the end where he's kind of dived, looked for a free kick, and he's not got anything. But yeah, it was a not necessarily a performance that we're happy about. But at this stage, I don't really care about the performance. I care about the 3 points. And at this stage now, it's a great sign that we can do that even when we played bad. But we go to Arsenal now, and that is a must-win. We go to West Ham on Sunday, and that is a must-win. The 3 points count for absolutely nothing if we come away with nothing from Arsenal. But I'm confident that we can do it. It's just going to be a case of just see what happens. Right, thanks for having me on Talking Wolves, and I shall see you for the I'll see you for the West Ham game, because unfortunately I'm actually going to a football match against Arsenal, so you know I'm not all the plastic that everyone puts me out to be. Cheers, lads.
Great win, but not a great performance. But I could not care less. 3 points against them finally. It just seems forever that we play Leicester and we never seem to come away with the 3 points, and today we've managed to somehow, which is great. When looking at the table and looking at the season as a whole, I think up to now it's been a brilliant season. We had a shaky start, but we've really come into it. Today, it was really strange. We've played so poorly. I think for the first 20 minutes we were on top. We got the goal, which is a good finish by Neves. But since that goal, something happened. They either adjusted to how we were playing and managed to nullify our attacks better than they started to, and then they started to play and they managed to get 3 over on the fullbacks every time, which is frustrating to see because everyone can see it, but no one's doing anything about it really. So we kind of just let them have it for the whole of the first half. And then again, start the second half, it was basically the same thing. Them coming out, 3 over on each wing back, and ultimately they got their goal at the end of the first half from doing that. But we went in half time, regrouped, come back out, started the same again, and we've managed somehow with a brilliant finish from Podence, and we've managed to get ahead again. And after that, yeah, we didn't play well attacking, but I felt that we started to defend a bit better, clearing our lines a lot better, stopping the balls out wide, closing down a bit better, and working hard to make sure no balls were put into the box. And they got a few in, and they've had chances today, Leicester. They've had chances to finish us off. They could have easily won that game, and probably did deserve a point from their end of the first half and second half performance, but I don't care about that. We've got 3 points, and I'm very pleased and very happy about it. Just a shame about their performance. But you play badly and win games, sign of a good team. So on to Thursday now. Arsenal away, another tough fixture. Really want to beat them for the way that they celebrated at our place. But again, it's really good to see us picking up points when it's needed and answering back to other teams who have won. Tottenham won yesterday. Other teams are winning around that. Man United won today, and it's good to still be in that little pool of teams, which is great. And massive credit to the manager and the players for what they're doing this season. It's been really good for us to watch. Couple of points. Brilliant to see Neto back. I didn't think I'd see him today, but when he came on, he lifts everybody, which was great. And to see him work hard and he wins the ball back and had that chance at the end. If he puts that in, then it's pandemonium. But great to see. Good to see everyone sticking in, getting stuck in. Better performance needed Thursday, because they will be up for it at home, as they have been all season at home. So really need to kick on Thursday and be ready from the start. But yeah, great win. Not a great performance, but we move on to Thursday. Cheers for having me on, boys. See you later.
Evening, Wolves fans. Not a classic, but again, another 3 points takes us to the magical 40, which means we're safe. Whee! Mad to think that I'm saying that, 40 points we're safe when we've got a lot more to play for this year, which is great. Not a classic, as I've just said. Don't think we played well for large periods of that, and I thought Leicester were the better team, but it's nice to see us go out and get that result in the end and grind one out, because we don't do that too often, do we? I thought Jose Sá was brilliant today. He sort of really kept us in the game at times, holding things, done really well. That save right at the end, tipping it wide, brilliant. Defensively, we didn't look too troubled, but it's weird to say we didn't look too troubled, but they seemed to slip through at times. Yeah, they were the better team today, but we've ground it out. Good to see Neves get on the score sheet after his media exploits this week. Outside the box, and to say he usually hits worlds against Schmeichel, and Schmeichel always seems to save him, and then all of a sudden this time round he's hit one that's not so good and it's gone in. We'll take it. We'll take it. Good to see Neto get back on the pitch. That's a big boost for everyone, I think. Yeah, just his presence. You felt the crowd lift. The crowd's been flat for a while now, I've thought, every game. I don't get it at the moment. We seem to be a bit flat, but Neto come on and everyone did get a bit of a buzz. The players and the crowd included, so good to see him come back. I was a bit gutted at the end when he sort of went down that run on the outside when Schmeichel was up the pitch. He had many better options and he's absolutely slashed it, but hey, it doesn't matter, we got the win. Yeah, not a bad performance again. Aitner going off injured in the last 10 minutes again. Seems to be quite frequent actually. He seems to go down the last 10 quite often. I don't know if that's tactical or what, but let's hope he's all right for the next game, because again, I thought he was fantastic again. Aitner, brilliant player. Yeah, not too much more to say. I thought Larg made the right subs at the right times, changed the system, took Matinho off, brought Hwang on, who had a good impact today, full of energy, won some good free kicks, and I thought we played better with two in midfield today. I didn't think Matinho was too effective, and then Dendoncker actually done really well. Even in that too, seemed to be snuffing out a lot today, which is good. Good to see him back on form. Yeah, on to Arsenal. Let's hope we can go and get another 3 points and keep it going. We beat them and we're in a good position, aren't we? Not that we're in a bad position now, but yeah, I'm not going to start saying, oh, top 4 just yet. But Europe's on. The top 6 is on. Let's just keep it going and hope for another good performance on Thursday. And going away. Happy days.